Liberation happens in our lives each time we announce and that we allow the strength of the risen in us. So today let me know the experience of being a half-dead man. We do this all the time, right? How many times in life are we kind of dead? When are we a little dead? When does discouragement prevail in us? When does hate prevail in us? When does the grudge prevail in us? Now, I announced the risen. I remember that I was not born to live in this state of being a little dead. I have to be alive. To handle life, I have to be alive. I have to be this first place where life finds a space. This is announcing the risen. This is what it consists of. I am committed to the causes of Jesus. We can't think, guys, that I will follow the Jesus I want. No. There is a given objective of this segment. The church teaches us. The churches teach us. I speak from the church that I teaches, from the faith I teaches, the Catholic Church. It teaches me the presence. It teaches me the gospel. It teaches me the way Jesus is. The way Jesus lived. The way as Jesus acted. And this human model is resurrected. It is resurrected. It is among us, even though it has gone through the experience of death. Because death was not decisive for him. He has won death. He is glorious, is a glorious presence among us. That is, he is no longer dead, but he lives. And because he lives, makes me live too. And that is the challenge of all the time. Today, I need bring the risen to the world. This is why the Christian liturgy will always be the celebration of the risen, making us resurrect as well. It all happens in the strength of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Always bringing us, causing the church to walk in this process of purification, of resumption of life. We left in that consists of redemption, right? It is you to remove a person from an unfavorable state and put them in a better place. This is resurrection experience. What was dead is now alive. And it's interesting, my people, because we need to do it within us all the time. You spend moments of your life when you need to rise. We need to resurrect every day. There are few situations that kill us, and it is not in death in the body. The death of the reasons, the objectives. How many times do we lose our goals in life? Are we dying for these goals? We lose the motivations, we lose our brightness. And just like a dishes is being grimy, every now and then we don't wash it. We're losing beauty. The same thing happens to us. If we lose sight of the invitation that the risen makes us dive into it every day of our lives so that we raise with it too, we will lose our shine. We get a little dead. We lose the fun and death is overcoming. But that is not the goal. Announcing the risen is, first of all, to live the dynamics of resurrection in our history. He says a young college student who, on his first day of school, the teacher introduced himself and asked everyone to seek to meet someone they didn't know yet. He stood, looked around when a hand touched him softly on his shoulder. He turned around and saw an old lady, quite wrinkled now, whose smile illuminated her all. She said, smiling. The boy laughed and responded enthusiastically. Of course he can. She gave him a hug and he immediately asked, Why are you at university at such a young and innocent age? Laughing, she answered, I'm here to find a rich husband. Get married. Have 2 children. And then retire and travel. I speak seriously, he said. I want to know what motivates the lady to face this challenge at this age. Rose answered genteel. I always dreamed of having a university education, and now I will have. After class, both walked together for a long time and became good friends. Every day, for the next 3 months, they went out of class together and talked a lot. The young college student was fascinated to study that time machine. She shared with him her experience, her wisdom, and during the course, Rose became very popular at the university. I made friends wherever it was. He liked to dress well, rejoiced with the attention he received from other students, and at the end of the last semester, she was invited to speak at the celebration party. That day, she gave everyone an unforgettable lesson. As soon as they presented her, she took the stage and began to pronounce the speech that was prepared beforehand. He read the first sentences and knocked down the cards where his notes were. Frustrated and a little embarrassed, she leaned over the microphone and simply said, "Sorry, I'm very nervous. I will not be able to put my speech again in order. So allow me to simply tell them what I know today." While everyone laughed, she cleared her throat and started. "We don't stop playing because we're old. We are old precisely because we stop playing. There are some secrets to staying young, being happy and triumphing. We have to laugh and find the good humor every day. We have to have an ideal. When we lose sight of our ideal, we begin to die. There are so many people walking around that they are already dead and do not even know. There is a big difference between being old and mature. If you are 19 years old and are a whole year not doing anything productive, they will become 20-year-olds. If I am 87 years old and I stay for a year doing nothing useful, I will turn 88. We can all grow old. It does not require talent or ability to do so. The important thing is to mature, always finding an opportunity and change. I do not regret anything. We elderly do not usually regret what we did, but what we didn't do. And finally, the only ones who fear death are the ones who bring the remorse in their hearts." This ended his speech and sang the pink music. He asked everyone to study the letter of the song and put it into practice in their lives. Rose finished her studies and a week after graduation died. More than 2,000 college students have watched the funeral honors to yield tribute to the wonderful woman who taught them with her example that it is never too late to get everything you can and should be. I recalled that before the big change in Sao Paulo's life, before the great conversion of Sao Paulo, he had to fall off his horse. And falling off the horse meant in the life of St. Paul the watershed, before and after. The human being he was, and the human being he became. That experience of falling, coming to the ground, that's interesting, right? When we die, we go to the floor. We are a seed again. That's why we believe that death is just a passing experience. Because we are born to a new life, we are sown in the ground from which we came from. But in the fall of Sao Paulo, he did not live the experience of being buried in his physique, in his matter. But he was buried in his old way of life. Fall on earth, touch the ground, and raise different. The same way when I was ordered. This is interesting. At the time of ordination, I lived it with great conscience. As I lay down with water. As I got up too. The experience of you being transformed into the touch of the floor. What is it to play the floor? It is touching human experience as it is. Things that suddenly fall into oblivion because of the hurry we live. Because of the way we lead our lives. Sometimes God needs to take a fall on us, isn't it? Either it is not God who gives the fall. He takes the opportunity we took to teach us something. But the big challenge is to make the fall experience a moment of fresh start. We are going to make the drop experience a beautiful experience of you rediscovering something within you that was already forgotten until then. Some things that are getting inside our hearts, and suddenly we stop accessing. You may not have fallen from the horse or the plane, but it may be that at some point in your life you have experienced the risk of you almost losing the life you have. Delivery experience, we say. When two was free from death, when I managed to survive the attack of death. The danger of death. That moment when we are betrayed, that moment when we are deceived, when things do not go the way we should go. And we have that feeling that we fall. When we are deceived, for example, when we are betrayed, we have a feeling that we are on the floor. How many times? right? You use this expression, shovel. I'm on the floor. The experience of you seeing a world fall is on the floor. But you see, the floor is a beautiful place to start life. If you want tasty fruits, you have to throw the seed in the sun. It's not enough to look at the seed saying that beautiful tree you will be. It is no use you keep the seed admiring it if you do not make the process of death the soil brings. And sometimes in the falls we suffer in our lives, it is an ideal moment for us to raise new. Because this fright, this possibility of losing our lives, seems to have the power to wake us up whole. To look at the children we have, for our greatest riches, for what is truly worth living, to the point of transforming our perspectives, my people. And that's what needs to happen to us every day. The conversion process is the process of returning to the floor, where I throw my seeds. Today, I want to take the pain I have inside myself. Suffering cannot be in vain. No, an event like this cannot be in vain. We need to extract from it as much learning so that we get out more alive, more resurrected, more cohesive, stronger, because this is God's proposal for us. Find out the moment you have fallen, and there you will find the reasons for your improvement. Which one will be the instrumental of your transformation as a person? The fall. A moment of difficulty, opening our horizons for us. Who knows? Contemplating the world in a way. Make your prayer request. Can you be going through such an experience today? I'm on the floor, priest. Today, I would need a word. Today, I need a prayer. Today, I need someone who helps me to live. Thanks, you are connected with us. And it is a huge pleasure. Once again, we are here entering your house, inviting you to spend this time with us and find out here and what happens. What we say. Something that can do well, our chart.